So I have arrived in Marla Ballet by Eurostar, and I'm ready, I think I'm ready, for the runDisney Paris half marathon. I'd say what an amazing train journey, you know, and extremely convenient from London St. Pancras direct to Disneyland. I gotta say, I'm feeling the energy here. So one of the things that's really cool behind me, or actually in front of me, is they have all the runners' names on this massive wall here. And my name is right here. Very cool. I have just completed my second ever half marathon and challenges. So this is the Castle to Chateau medal, and there's a t-shirt for the half marathon. And I figured I'd do a video on runDisney and what runDisney is as part of my Travel Bears series, because it's something that I never thought I would ever do. So runDisney is essentially Disney's program for their run races. Sorry, they have kids races, they have 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, and full marathons, and they have challenges. So they often run at Walt Disney World. However, they have also run at Disneyland in California and also here at Disneyland in Paris. I don't think they've run them at the Asian parks, so Shanghai and Hong Kong, but I could be wrong on that. So admittedly, I don't know my history of runDisney that way. But nonetheless said, I ran the Princess Half Marathon in February at Walt Disney World, and I entered the Castle to Chateau because I also entered the Run Disneyland Paris Half Marathon, which was today. I should be in a lot more pain, and I'm not. So certainly not like I was at the end of the half marathon in Florida in February. So the challenges. Let's talk a little bit about the challenges. So the challenges they have are typically if you run multiple races. So for example, at the half marathon in Florida, I ran the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon. For running the half marathon and the 10K, I received a challenge medal. Here in Paris, they do something extra special. So if you run the 5 and the 10 and the half marathon, you get the 36K challenge medal. If you run the 10K and the half marathon, you get a 31K medal. And of course, if you run all three, not only do you get the 36, which I just mentioned, but you also get the 31, which is quite nice for the program. However, if you run one race in the United States and one here in Paris, you get the coveted Castle to Chateau medal. How could I pass up running that and getting that particular medal? So for today, or for this past weekend, I received the 31K medal, the 10K medal, the half marathon medal, and also, of course, the Castle to Chateau medal. You also get t-shirts, so you get a bunch of t-shirts for each of the races run, and potentially for the challenge as well. So I got one for the 10K, the 31K, and the half marathon. I decided to buy one separately for the Castle to Chateau, which they don't include a t-shirt with your package. To register, you go to runDisney.com, and all the details are there. It's interesting for Paris. They force you to essentially buy a package. So essentially park entry and hotel. And honestly, it makes sense. You probably don't want to stay at another hotel. Probably don't want to stay off property. Just buy a package and be done with it. I did short days at the park, so I didn't spend a lot of time at either park, just mainly because I wasn't sure how I was going to be feeling and things like that. And partially, I think part of the problem with why I was so exhausted in February was because I spent a lot of time at the park. So that's okay. In the runs, they include sort of food, snacks at the very end, a full bottle of Powerade as well. I kept on missing it here, the actual Powerade at the very end, so didn't pick up the bottles. That's why I'm drinking, some water. So have to admit, I love lime Perrier. So yeah, it's really tasty. And then they also have water on the route, or certainly for the half marathon, they have Powerade offered, and they also have snacks. So definitely, you want to load up beforehand, so maybe carb load starting a few days before. They do give you some stuff towards or within the race itself, some bars and things like that. And then I also had some snacks on me as well. So probably more snacks than I needed, yeah, overall, feeling very good. I forgot to mention was with the challenges, the Walt Disney World Half Marathon has a number of different challenges. So the first one is the Goofy, which is you run the half marathon and the full marathon. During the weekend, you run both those, finish within a particular time, and you get the Goofy medal, including also the half marathon and the marathon medals. If you run all the races, including the 5, 10, half marathon, and the full marathon, then you get the Goofy medal and the Dopey challenge. So the Dopey challenge medal. Now, right after that weekend, if you also happen to choose to go on a Disney cruise, you can also run the Castaway Cay 5K, which is something that I've done almost 3 years ago now at this point. And that gets you not only the Castaway Cay medal, but also an additional medal for the Castaway Cay challenge. So lots of options if you're into running and pushing your body to the limits through runDisney. This is the train station that gets you to Disneyland Paris, which is right behind me. And the hotels, which are also sort of behind me over this direction. Anyway, this is super convenient, and I think Walt Disney would be super chuffed with the fact that he has a high-speed rail station that comes directly to his park in Europe. You can get from London all the way to Walt Disney World, as I did. Direct service coming, sadly indirect service going, but that's actually okay. But I get to go on TGV today, so finally get to try the French train service. Yes, I'm not sure if it's a Ouigo train or what to Europe, but we'll see. Anyway. So you can also get as I sort of said, the Ouigo service from other parts of France, which can then get you to anywhere else in Europe, and then also the RER service, the A line, so the red line, gets you into Paris within 1 hour, or actually to the other end of Paris, so to La Défense, within 1 hour. So Scott and I had that experience a few weeks ago. So lots of transit ways to get to Disneyland Paris, and this is probably by far the coolest way to get here. Anyway, so that's a little bit about runDisney, what I've done over the past year. And it's something that interests you, by all means, reach out to me in the comments below. And if you like my content, please do subscribe. It's been an interesting 6 months worth of making these videos, and yeah, I'm enjoying creating the content for all of you, etc. All right, I will talk to you all soon, and à bientôt from Disneyland Paris.